That is the Attico Madrid against the side of Real Madrid Football Club. Medican culture say when it becomes very tough for these particular two football clubs, they have that kind of history that depends between these two football clubs. And Medican culture say when you talk about the Madrid Royals Football Club, Real Betis, Real Sociedad, and other football clubs are during those times no only imagine or the Royal Club in Madrid, but except club to say Attico Madrid, you need to avoid that kind of clown that at that time the monarchy of Madrid, edema most of these teams, and I say most of these clubs or Madrid City or to avoid just to make sure say they will rise against Real Madrid Football Club. So when you see Real Madrid Football Club playing against Attico Madrid, it's not just about football, but then it goes beyond football. They have that kind of rivalry in into the in-depth history between the Attico Madrid and Real Madrid. But then this is the official game, and this is going to be a crucial encounter because over the first leg, Real Madrid was able to cruise in a 2-1 victory against Attico Madrid in that particular encounter. And I'm going to have that kind of tactical analysis over last weekend game about so, and I will dwell on this particular week and also this day, and also another tactical analysis and meeting with the Attico. But this will be the starting lineup of Attico Madrid meeting against the side of Real Madrid in that particular fixture. Now this is Madrid. So say Madrid Football Club. No, Carlo Ancelotti doesn't duel in the 4-3-3 system. He actually duels in the 4-4-2 compact game or but sometimes he needs a work rate player who can easily do that kind of neutralization and another heat map in that organizational method in the midfield just for him to make sure so available in most of the spaces for Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior to thrive into the attacking third. So when you talk about the starting 11 of Real Madrid Football Club, the 4-back or in the defensive midfield and also in the defensive structure of Madrid will be on the left full back. Philip Mendy will actually be in that position as a left full back for Real Madrid Football Club this particular evening. Antonio Rudiger as a left centre back, and the Raul Asensio as a right centre back, and the Federico Valverde will become an invented right full back when it becomes very difficult for the midfield of Tchouaméni and the Luka Modric Federico Valverde, who will come in and make sure so that inverted right midfielder to support Tchouaméni in that particular midfield. But then Luka Modric just for him to be as a typical number 10 and as a typical orchestra, the campaign in that particular midfield, who would direct the telepathy display of that particular midfield would depend on Luka Modric into that particular creative position. Then you get Jude Bellingham. This time Jude Bellingham, the work rate from last season, medical culture, he is not that kind of auxiliary striker who always close in behind Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo de Guez, or Kylian Mbappe. But you get Papa reference to Jude Bellingham, who will be as a traditional half number 8 and sometimes will be in line with the creative on who's imagining what the Real Madrid Football Club. And then to the attack, will be Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe in turn, who will lead the attacking third for Real Madrid Football Club. But then these two players, their goal contribution for Real Madrid Football Club this season has been close to about 21 goals contribution for Real Madrid Football Club. So you're looking at any other front attack, create a lot of monstrous. The stability of Attico Madrid make sure I destabilize that. It will be between Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe who will lead the attacking third. But this is the typical Cholismo system of Papa, your friend say Diego Simeone, and this is how he actually operates. This is the 4-4-2 flat formation for Diego Simeone, and then he chooses to make sure that Pablo Barrios will be the deep line sitter who will make sure Sonobitsma providing a lot of cover shield into the defensive structure of Attico Madrid. Then you get Papa Efseleno Mandonobabo in the right centre back position, and Mara Gimenez will play as a left centre back position. Marco Llorente will be that kind of play on Obama in the right full back position. Benjamin Gallan will provide that left back full back for the side of Attico Madrid. Samuel Lino will be that particular left winger who will create a lot of tremendous effect to Rodrigo de Guez, and sometimes you get the likes of Federico Valverde to provide a lot of threats in that particular stance. Giuliano Simeone will be that player who will cover that weight for the side of Attico Madrid. Rodrigo de Paul, Pablo Barrios will be that kind of two pivotal sixes in the midfield. But boss, in this particular tactical method, this is how Real Madrid Football Club operated in the last week at fixture because you get Kamavinga together with Tchouaméni, and they were providing a lot of cover sheet for Real Madrid Football Club in that tactical things are media to board. No? So, and then you get really good Paul and the Pablo Barrios who were operating that particular board. But boss, if Papa your friend said Diego Simeone wants to trigger his press, if he wants to trigger his press, he will always move from the 4-4-2 flat formation to the 3-2-4-1 tactical formation amateur on that particular tactical board. Or making sure, say, the side of Pablo Barrios and Rodrigo De Paul will actually be in the position in that kind of midfield, making sure to be free up Rodrigo De Paul for him to be that director who will always create a lot of chances, create a lot of operational passes from Rodrigo De Paul into Antonio Griezmann, who will make sure say that compactable midfield now. Papa said Carlo Ancelotti, it's my making them Real Madrid in the midfield, it's my operating, so it's me expanding the porosity nature of that kind of midfield over here. Now, when you check on this particular tactical method, this is how our Papa even said, Diego Simeone, it's me line up. This is the 3-2-4-1. When it becomes problematic for the four attackers, for the first attacker to be in line with the four maximum attackers, no creating numerical superiority, and there are two Real Madrid football club or more defensive structure now. It wouldn't be the 3-2-4-1 being but the 3-2-5, meaning say he is actually making sure to about the steel clap TF, that's the deep clap low system, for him to make sure so about just two pivotal sixes. It won't feel. So when you look at this particular position, Pablo Barrios and then Papa, your friend Rodrigo De Paul will be that two defensive midfielders who will only be a static midfielders. No, it might prove a lot of shit for the side of Antoine Griezmann and then Julian Alvarez for them to go into the attacking third of Real Madrid football club, defensive halves. But when you look at these particular tactical things, then Pablo Barrios, did that particular shade, not turn also no. Only team trigger that particular press at the side of Attico Madrid. When he does that, he will actually attract a lot of players to his side. This is Pablo Barrios trying to make sure to beat message a lot of long pass to Papa. Your friend said, Guillermo Simeone into the far right hand side of Attico Madrid opposing half. Then you get the other Kamavinga and Showman who is trying to close in the gap in a man-to-man press of Papa and Pablo Barrios. But when it becomes so difficult, you will get Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior who will try to come in to make sure that they will defend in that particular midfield halves of Real Madrid Football Club. When you check about this particular picture, now when Attico Madrid is trying to be in that particular possession, in the possession nature, say they will be in the transmission test that they will make sure say Rodrigo De Paul will make sure to expand the porosity nature, trying to create a lot of overload into the right hand side of Attico Madrid opposing halves. So you get Rodrigo De Paul, Guillermo Simeone, and then Antoine Griezmann who will be in that particular right hand side of Attico Madrid create a lot of overload. So when you check about this particular thing, this Papa is a Pablo Barrios when we match the one into the left hand side of Attico Madrid, and then Papa friend said Rodrigo De Paul swatting work with the right hand side of that particular football park, and then he's trying to locate Papa said Antoine Griezmann into the middle just to create a lot of chance through that particular middle third of Real Madrid Football Club or Manchester defensive structure. When it becomes like that, he doesn't lay a lot of passes into the horizontal position, but then he tries to create a lot of passes during that particular positional play in the passing, vertical lanes in that particular midfield of Attico Madrid. That is how they do their thing. And then we'll check this particular tactical method of this particular picture. This is Papa Yoselino man trying to locate or trying to shift that kind of identity when it comes to Cholismo system. Papa said Diego Simeone always tries to depend on the midfield, but then this is a typical Carlo Ancelotti who is not playing the 4-wide system, but then he's playing the constrict midfield. Yeah. The constrict midfield makes that particular midfield becomes compact. It will a lot of chance for you to create, and that's for you to depend in that particular midfield. When you check about the midfield of Real Madrid Football Club, check about the players on Michel White now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 solid midfielders in the center half of this particular field. When it becomes like that, it is called a constrict midfield. Meaning say you wouldn't get any chance to lay out most of these positional passes in the midfield. So Lenoman need to switch that kind of pass either to the right hand side or to the left hand side. And to the left hand side, the one at the Hanum, you get Papa Samuel Lino, who is actually occupying this particular position. Last weekend, time ago, it was certainly Lenoman who actually switched that kind of ball to Samuel Lino for him to transition the pass into the left zone corner of Attico Madrid. Once you get over this Federico Valverde, who was occupying this particular space. But then when it becomes very difficult for Real Madrid Football Club, this is Raul Asensio and then Antonio Rudiger occupy as the two center back for Real Madrid Football Club. But then over as a Federico Valverde, he is on a natural right full back. So, man, a lot of pressure. No, but be a lot of space. We call second picture, you understand. Now, no man switch a pass now. About the Samolino needs to switch another pass into the left hand side. Now, obviously Antoine Griezmann need to come into the left hand side of Attico Madrid, try to get the ball for Samolino, and then Papa Federico Valverde needed to close in the gap for Obi to say Antoine Griezmann just for him to get the ball from himself. But then when Timmy said Jumani, and then it resulted in that kind of equalizer. It's also last weekend. This is Rodrigo de Goes trying to create a lot of press to the midfield area of Attico Madrid. But this is how I born to buy. Now Antoine Griezmann, he is trying to locate Julian Alvarez, because when they get the ball, Julian Alvarez will try to have that collaborative passes together with Antoine Griezmann in the left hand side of Attico Madrid or Mancasa opposing house. And that is Kwame Faso shared that beautiful goal against Real Madrid Football Club. They will try to find the weakness of Real Madrid Football Club. Federico Valverde tried to set a lot of passes forward. He tried to make sure so he becomes an inverted midfielder just to support Tchouameni and then Luka Modric in this particular tactical analysis. But then, so to me, some mistake and then Antoine Griezmann, Samuel Lino, and Julian Alvarez will try to depend a lot of overloads in the right hand side of Real Madrid Football Club. But boss, when it becomes very difficult, boss, Arsenal and then PSG Football Club and Subit to join the I'm being told, say, why?
I expect if you win. We Arsenal, then I expect it
over 1.5.
Why true?
That's what it is.
But me that's part di yehwe na me nin komo ncheme ko